Hello there. For some reason, I tried several times to start this video. For some reason, it just doesn't want to go through. And obviously, I have to start all over again. I made lots of notes. Uh, so hopefully, I'm gonna be done soon. I didn't quite measure the time. That I assume it's gonna be 45 minutes to an hour. What I'm going to talk about here is the translation of Roman Kalev. You probably heard he also made his own chart. Profuse Magus, Placido 7. It's ancient Babylonian. And this story is going to be about Nergal or Nergal, era of Satan, and how did he come to our planet. I'm gonna also talk about vaccinations because how I put this together, it's a translation of Romans in his book, right? And I'm kind of literally repeating what he's reading out there, but I'm just gonna put the dates in here so you all understand. It's just a myth. My English is a second language, so please, be kind. So let's talk about Nergal. How this is gonna affect us? Well, how this whole thing is gonna affect us is gonna affect us in a psychiatric level. Okay. So Nergal or Nergal. We can look at this. We can look this mythology in many different angles in astrology. But this definitely will be a mass of panic, danger, and you can see it everywhere. So it's definitely gonna be a global planetary fear psychosis. From the spiritual point of view, is nothing but an attack of our planet from the forces of the tyrant. Whatever who is behind this attack of humanity, which is the shape of the fear, anger, division, and conflicts. Why this is happening right now? That's the question. Why this is happening right now? So let's see. Way back in World War II, it was some kind of apocalypse. But right now, it's globally. Right? So right now, it's globally. In 2016, when the spiritual equinox is changing the Deriketomaria, which means the principle of the 12, when a cycle, you can divide into 12 subcycles. Each of these subcycles you can divide again in 12. This division comes from there and was divided in seasons supposedly by God. The season turns around in 12 lunar months, spring to spring, and sometimes it's 13, but 12 lunar full moons. And right now in this month, we have 2 new moons. So lunar full moons, and each 12 is divided by 30. Each lunar month, sometimes they have 29 days, but the normal is 30. So this division is divided in the sky in 12, and each one of these 12 is divided in 30. We can use this simple technique or knowledge. The Sumerians divided their days in the same manner, but they took the days and divided in 12 hours. So the Babylonians have 12 hours, but they decided sometimes in 13. This is used in Babylonian and ancient Greeks. This is an ancient Babylonian fixed zodiac. In the Babylonian archetype, the chart is different than today's astrology. The tropical and the western is the characteristic. It's astro and mental. It is like an astrological description. Some don't even know about the orbit of the moon. Okay. In 2016, we entered the power of Nergal. In the Babylonian book, they say that Nergal is corresponding to Mars. It is like the Tsar of the underworld, and he's connected to the epidemics. No surprise. Which is, the hatred, the wars, the division, the killings, the conflict. We saw what happened then. The Islamic states got rippled. They went all over in Europe. And Osama bin Laden, when they killed him, they throw his body to the Arabian Sea. So can you imagine, when it deteriorates and all the fishes eat him and everything, it's gonna spread this evil thing globally. Anyway, big mistake. If you're spiritual, you believe in this kind of stuff, ashes to ashes and all that stuff, right? But right now, we are facing much more serious trouble. The question is, why this genocide and apocalypse is happening now? Because we are under the power of Nergal. I have a picture of this, of him holding, you probably already see it. I wanted to put this on here, but I don't know how. And he's holding in his right hand those 3 staff of demons, and in the left hand the sickle sword, right? And his foot is stomping on a human being. Anyhow, in the Christian energy, it's called Mars. In the Babylonian, it's called Nergal, the enemy of the mankind. So how the story goes, when Nergal from the underworld visiting Marduk, I'm cutting shortcuts in here, but I'm just telling you the story about him. Marduk is Jupiter, is the throne of the Babylon, of the earth. Nergal pretending like he likes Marduk environment, right? So he tricks him that you're the king of the earth, of the Babylon. How come, you don't dress up properly to your attire, to your title? Embarrassed Marduk decides to go shopping, buy some clothes and all that, and leaves Nergal on the throne. While Marduk left, Nergal destroyed the whole city. Okay, so we know kind of how the story went. Right. But in the archetypal, they say that when Nergal sits on the throne of the Babylon, all hell will break loose. What we see right now, wars, epidemics, killings, banditism. But these demons, they don't have the power unless the human connects to them. And it will be the tools that is coming from hell, weapons, right, etc., injections, poison, medication, and also these demons will not come in a physical form. This like they're gonna come in spaceship or aliens and stuff like that. I call them aliens. They will come into a mental and spiritual astral field, but they are not invisible in the mind of heart, or the third eye, which you can see everything. Don't be shocked if the truth hurts. And the truth will not be undetected. So, truth will come out. At least 70% of the people will know it. But the shadow power, unfortunately, they will try to manipulate human psyche first. And many of these puppets think they are doing good. But these people, they are underdeveloped in the ethical realm of spiritual and they are not moral. So these immoral imperatives of the fundamental of the whole spiritual world, it's like Roman said, we should have more than 10 commandments. We should have like 11 commandments. You should not inject someone against their will. I mean, if you want to get injected, go ahead. But why fire me? Why destroy my life? Close my business and everything if I don't want to, against their will. Anyway, but the good news is new heroes will arise. So it's gonna be a good intermission. I'm gonna tell you the dates and everything about it. But Jesus also said, it's gonna come a time when he will divide the goats from the rams, and the rams will go with the gods and the goats with the demons. Okay, I don't want to do a lot of macho posturing, so I'll write a book if I want to go through this philosophy. But I want to explain to you how this works. So what this means? This means right now is the final exam to test the humanity. I remember when I was a kid, I had this vision about this holy God who will separate the good and the bad. I think this word has been for ages. Anyway, so this is gonna be the final exam. We don't see it there how we imagined it, but it's gonna be psychically. Okay. What's good about this? If you don't fall into the fear or hatred or anything like that, then all this energy from Beetlejuice, I tried to tell you that Beetlejuice has the 13,200 vibrational frequency. It's enormous. If you don't fall into this trap, then all this energy will transform into light. So the stars on the mundane level in 2017, when the spring equinox changes the ruler of the earth changes. It was Ishtar of Uruk in Venus and Taurus, Aphrodite, and it changed from 215 to 16. And here it comes Nergal in 2016 from the crystal sphere, which is the 8th sphere. That is releasing his helpers and looking for the puppets on the 8th sphere of the planet, which is corruptible by the tyrant. The 9th and the 10th sphere are visible. The 8th sphere is not visible because it's crystal, but the 9th, 10th are the gods, the higher gods. And those are not corruptible. The archetypal sphere is the eternal and spiritual, but the crystal sphere from Osiris, it's not numbered. So that number 8 is not numbered because you cannot see it because it's crystal. I wonder if it's not numbered because the number 8, it could be also eternal. I don't know. So what's happening right now is between the corruptible and the non-corruptible. This is what's happening. In July 2nd in 2019, Nergal got a permission to escape from the hidden crystal of sphere to test humanity. On the eclipse, on the solar eclipse in 16 degrees in Babylonian Gemini. So this is what happens. A breach of darkness, it's coming from the moon to the earth. So what this means? that everybody who was destroyed from the light, it will look for the shadow. And another good friend of mine passed away in 2019. But everybody who was in between didn't die, but it was destroyed from this darkness. It actually will look for the shadow. So all these creatures who can't survive only in the dark comes through the portal of the darkness where entities can enter. This solar eclipse is a little bit different from the moon. What makes it possible for Nergal, who comes from the crystal sphere and comes to our galaxy and to our planet, and because of the alignment of the Earth, Moon, the Sun, and the galactic center, is in the middle of the Babylonian Gemini. It's all aligned. And he makes a U-turn, right? Then he goes around. He makes a U-turn to the between Scorpio, Sagittarius, Ophiuchus, and then he goes back, right, to the Earth, Moon, Sun, and galactic center again in a straight line. So this means he can jump. He can jump mentally into this tunnel and the axis, and with our planet. And it's like the gate of the galactic center. Okay, let's put it. So when the solar eclipse happens, all these demons can transfer psychically, mentally, to this galactic center. I don't know. I hope I didn't say something stupid. Right, okay. So in October 19th, in 2019, Beetlejuice, now here is Beetlejuice, right? The star lost his brightness. And he regained it somewhere in February. It's 4 months, right? So it means 4 months also can transform into 4 years. Oh my God. So depends on what exactly how long Beetlejuice lost his brightness. And as you can know that Beetlejuice is the star of Nergal, Mars, and she's one of the brightest star of Orion. And this is this phenomenon didn't happen for 1,000 years, or probably more. This is not even recorded in a human history. Some astronomers probably know a couple of stars that have fallen or faded, but this is not even recorded in a human history. Right. But they say that Orion entities are the ones that created the wars on Earth, competitions, and all that what it comes with it. So when Beetlejuice winked, lost his brightness, blinked in October, Beetlejuice was very close to the eclipse. And this is not the only coincidence, right? That this is the shade of the Lucifer who comes here to the Earth and this tunnel on the solar eclipse. The second coincidence, I think I mentioned that, the comet in 2020 in July come from the vicinity of Orion and the vicinity of Beetlejuice. Then he went in the middle of the Gemini, right between Castor and Pollux, and went up and disappeared. So it was the same alignment, again, the galactic center and the Earth. And when the comet came, the scholar who wrote this, Hermes Trismegistus, has written in his Corpus Hermetica that when this comet comes, a lot of humanity's souls will be taken. So comets are like the prison of the solar system for the very, very, very bad guys. And some of the spirits are sent to Earth to test humanity. So when the solar system comes, Nergal comes, gathers all the dark forces and the Lucifer shades of the galaxy center and comes to the planet Earth. The worst part is that for Nergal, this is not enough. We need more. So he also summoned the frozen spirits from the comet, the bad guys. That's why it's always a bad omen if you see a comet. But then the comet goes, as I said, it goes right between Castor and Pollux, between the Gemini, right? And it separates them. This means brothers becomes the enemy of his brother. People become the enemy of each other. The good brothers is the Castor, who is higher, and you see them rising at the horizon, and he's above Pollux, and Apollo is actually who holds the arrow, and the other guy is Hercules, Heriakel, and he's holding the super torch. It's like an arrow piece of wood which he actually caused to kill with. And the line in between these are the arf which as Apollo is holding. So this is a separation from the Omnia, from the Babylon solar eclipse, which is in a constellation of Gemini. Brothers against brother. Look what's happening right now, Russia and Ukraine. Same DNA, same culture, same language, traditions. And look what happens. I call that brother against brothers. There's going to be a lot more. There's a lot of separation. I think the whole thing is going to be just completely divided. The new ones, they're going to look like freaking zombies. There also is going to be a lot of pointing fingers. There also is going to be categorized people. Oh, you're not in our category. It's just mean. Okay. So, this is Omnia from the Babylon solar eclipse, which is in a constellation of Gemini. This eclipse cult is a cult. Lasts between 1 to 3 to 10 years. But it won't matter how long it's gonna last, because we are in the era of Nergal. This is the bad era, unfortunately. And it would last for 180 years. The very good news is that it's going to be a intermission, which has actually happened last year. And right now, we are in the peak of the attack of the dark forces, right? So how can we avoid this? You can counterattack, which is happening, but try not to do it with anger, because if you become angry and start to hate anyone, then we will be a part of this Luciferic plan. So the only way is to fight back is with righteousness and indignation. Keep your moral integrity. Don't succumb to the threats. Don't censor yourself. Speak what you think is right in front of yourself. Or you go with fear. Actually, I have a book about fear and love. I'm going to read that too someday. So don't succumb into fear. Don't succumb into anger. Because if you are such a people who are gripped by this fear, don't allow these demons to affect you. Be calm and grateful to see another day. Trust me, it is more contagious than fear. So what it's saying that practically if you don't budge against this, we do everything calmly enough here, they will calm down. The demon actually will calm down with this because they say the good is more contagious, right? Not the misery doesn't like company. Actually, I know that too. I think I halfway retranslated it, the book of AA. Anyway, where was I? Okay. So, right now, what we have to do is stand our ground without conformity. Because if you press the people and you threaten them, I'm talking about the shadow government, if you threaten them or leaving them without jobs and forbidding them to see their family, for example, this is all coercion. It's a dictatorship, tyranny. Not even talking about rapes. Oh my God. Okay. So we can be righteous. We can be the righteous indignation, and we can think about this without any fear. This is the time where we can. This is the time where we can earn our place in the archetypal world. This is a global time for proving yourself or making spiritual progress, and this is how you do it. Be the hero. Everybody who stands his ground for the liberty, for the freedom. Yeah, speaking of freedom, what is freedom for you? That's a good question. Because some people, freedom is, living life in luxury and do nothing. Well, and even that needs responsibility. Okay. But for ethics, for the faith, that's what I mean. If you stand this, you are the hero. But I know that some of you are confused between who is right, who is wrong. Unfortunately, this psychic thing that it's happening from Lucifer, if you evaluate Lucifer, he's famous to be very intelligent, right? So he will bog down the intellectuals who are not developed spiritually, like people who are smart or super intelligent but not spiritual. For these entities are easy prey for Lucifer because he will whisper the question, do you want to save humanity? And the intelligence says, yeah, why not? This is like coercion, and whispering that, oh, you should make this vaccine. It's going to kill a lot of people, but it's for the greater good, to save humanity. Oh my God, did you hear yourself? All right, so if not, what happens? If not, then we'll coerce them or isolate them, divide them from the social life. So Nergal and Lucifer, this is how mentally they will manipulate easy prey. Lucifer, the name is also conviction. That means he will convince these people that you are good people. So the dark forces uses statistics, and they are approaching in the mind. Just like Orion, the Sultan will take over the world. This is a true statistic. So if we act from the heart and good, there is no guilt, right? Yeah, if you act from the good, then you have no guilty feelings. But in this case, unfortunately, healthy people will be punished. Because you can ask yourself that question, how come so many innocent people is hurt? Because This is how it's happening. The healthy people will be punished. The ethical error, this is the ethical error of Lucifer and Nergal, and this is the dark forces. As I said, it will be the mental field. Very clever, right? This is his substance. This is his substance. Like manipulating the scientists mentally, for example, to create a vaccine, and it will kill but will save humanity. So because these evil gods who don't have any ethics, the ethical error will cause the suffering, immense suffering of the innocent people. So do you understand the combination that what I'm talking about hypothetically? Right? The manipulation is a trick in the mind that it's for the greater good to save humanity, and he will resource in pressure, coercion, and violence. As you know, you can see that a lot of people have been coerced to take in the vaccine. I was a part of Arise USA with Sacha Stone, not Sasha Stone, Sacha Stone, and well, I understood he's an activist. I understood what he's representing. The way he represented it's not my forte, but I got him. Yeah, I mean, if somebody like Sister like will give me right now $1 million, like here on my table, I would not take it. So unless they force me, I'm not gonna take it willingly. I'm not that I'm against any other vaccine, because they did 100 years ago was another similar epidemic, and they did wear gloves and they did wear masks and everything. Yeah, but right now I think it's more political. I don't think we need politicians. We need a better leadership. Anyhow, I don't want to go this far. I go away sometimes. Please forgive me. So, astro, emotional, definitely. So this is how you course people. You fire them. I see it. Okay. So if you are astro emotional, then Satan will sway you emotionally with fear and anger. Like, for example, who's vaccinated, who's not. Anyway, I don't think this is over. If you're talking about vaccine, I think it's another trick comes in, because they truly want to vaccinate everybody. And now Omicron is on a picture. Now China is on a picture. They're already forcing people there. Again, it's getting ridiculous, right? So I don't know how far they're gonna go with this. Eventually, they're gonna infect a lot of people. They say that even the vaccinated one now, they're gonna infect an unvaccinated one. So we're truly gonna be separated. Unreal. Whew. And also this cycle, I noticed it myself too. It's also is gonna affect sleeping. Menstrual definitely is gonna be weird. A lot of headaches. So this split combination with Nergal, it's a tricky because he interferes with the good guys, also pointing fingers. So you devise your plan for your salvation. If you want to get vaccinated, okay, but if you don't destroy others. Okay. In November 3rd in 2020, right, Mercury, this is the transformation of the atmosphere when Mercury has a heliacal rise. As a morning star of Apollo, exactly of the same day, several things happened, right? And the election, right? The election. Then we had The pharmaceutical company announced vaccine against COVID. And the same day, when Mercury rises in a heliacal, is the planet of chemistry. So Mercury is the planet of chemistry. And here we have almost exact degree square with Saturn in the capital. And when Mercury rises heliacally, the MC of Biden, right, it got visible. That's why he become visible. So chemistry can be used for good or bad. But with the Saturn, this could cause not good for the clarity. It's not going to be clear. So in July 12, 2021, Mercury also connected with Mercury, rises from Helix in conjunction with Beetlejuice. Same place where all this happens. The blinking of the Beetlejuice, the comet of the solar eclipse of the background of the galactic center, and what they say, Macron announced his COVID passport also. So there are several days that are important in the future. The good news is that in November 3, 2021, the moon was close to Mercury, and when it gets closer, it will be an occultation. Occultation is we have the same alignment like the solar eclipse, but without the shade. So now the light is going to come in. So, in November 3, the moon was closer to Mercury, and when it gets closer, it will be an occultation, which means the Mercury, moon, and the Earth will be in one line of axis. So because it's no shade this time, here in this tunnel will enter into the mental gravitation realm, and everything is lighted, so you will see everything clear. From Mercury will come so highly evolved white lights, white spirits, spiritual beings, and these beings, they will act through people who can connect with this archetype of this light, of truth, of righteousness, of moral, of beauty. Beauty also is going to be another occultation with Venus, and another one with Mars. Venus is the beauty, and the Mars is going to be the courageous people, right? Liberty and freedom. So when is an alignment without a shade or a solar eclipse with no shade from the moon, it is an Armageddon. An Armageddon will arrive, will be here. And starting from this moon Mercury occultation, because Nergal and Lucifer already gathered all these forces last year, in November, right? In November 3 will be the first battle. The occultation of Mercury, the very smart people, the good guys, and you will see them in articles and on TV. They are powerful people. They got doctors who's against all this, and they try to tell the truth. And they starting the battles. And I sent all those videos out, every single one of them. They will counterattack the bad against the mandate. So they will counterattack also about the mandate. Or, what was the government of Florida also did that. The same thing. So a couple of them, the big lights are coming, the smart people, or the restrictions. In November 8, people spreading the truth of the resources. This is the light white people. I think this one is going to be the light people of Venus. Yes, the Venus. Yeah. It is the second occultation of Venus by the moon. Venus by the moon occultation. It's not a conjunction. Well, it is. But occultation means occultere. It means something hidden. So the moon comes between the Venus and the earth, so these white spirits will come to help. The third one comes in December 3, also will have some rights. It will be the occultation of Mars. And where there is no shadow, the Mars occultation will come the courageous ones, the courageous people. So what happens in December 4th, right? So we have the smarts, the Venus spirits, and the courageous ones come to this realm. Art for the Venus will be art, definitely artist. But in December 4th, here is gonna come the attack from the beast, because it is in the solar eclipse in Scorpio, from Antares, from the earth of Scorpio. The shadow of the moon will go on earth and we don't see it. The galaxy in Sagittarius, Scorpio, but we know that it is there. We have the 13th sign also, but mine doesn't. And we know the galactic center is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. And this alignment of this galactic center, the sun, the moon, and the shadow of the moon and the earth, this is the axis of darkness. So we have two axes. We got the light and then we have the dark. So here Lucifer is getting ready for the big attack, Nergal. And you see how far they went since 2016. What happened? All of it. But even now, but we see the more recent ones in Australia, in Canada, right? Now Russia, then China, and soon it's gonna be here too. Anyway, I think I said all this, but the major attack. So everything is gonna be, could be voluntarily, unknowingly, or involuntarily, or knowingly. Of course, voluntarily, but unknowingly. May become the puppets of Nergal and Lucifer, or the wave of the ordinary scholars, of the ordinary scientists, of the ordinary doctors and militaries will rise up and will brush all this bullshit out of this world. So hope so. Oh my God. So Biden is making bad discussion with Putin. Okay, I don't want to talk all this. This is not important anymore. It could be another presentation. Let's keep it short. So this is the good news. What's happening right now? I wanted to keep it longer if I would have more questions. Anyway, so this is my story of Nergal. I also mentioned that Notre Dame said that a big red something from the sky is coming in 1999 August, and that when Putin got in power, and now he's gonna lose. But I don't know. A lot of people think Putin is gonna win. First of all, I'm really blaming Biden for all this. You don't want to piss off a mafia. It's like, first of all, it's their war. You making it our war globally. I understand that they're always gonna be wars here and there sometimes. But don't make it global. Why you make it global? Now, a lot of people hard-earned money, you want to raise $3.3 trillion, raise taxes, 85% from our retirement and everything else. How much deeper is gonna go? How far this is gonna go? This is ridiculous. Prices are triple, salaries are not. Normal people should make at least $45 an hour right now to have vacations and raise 3 kids, or even 2, even couple with 1 kid. It costs a lot of money. Not $12, $15, $18. Yeah, if you just live on bread and milk every day and everything else goes to bills. That's no life. So something's gonna, I think we need change of leadership. We have bad leaderships. Trump come in 2016, holy moly, right? Could be he's the one, the Antichrist, and Biden is just a puppet, you know. And maybe Trump's family will come back and take over the power. Even by Baba Yaga supposedly says the last president is gonna destroy our earth. It's already there with fishing. The Japanese killed a lot of fishes in the ocean, and now it's only sustaining almost below 1%. They're gonna keep continuing like this. If it's no fish in the water, we're not gonna have no air. We're gonna suffocate, dry up, and burn. And the earth is hurting. But I'm also in a group of the vibrational frequency, evolution, holistic, and they say the earth vibrational frequency is 700, which we can still heal it. Yep. So this is my story. If you guys like it, share it. This is probably gonna be the last time I'm gonna do this. You know, I'm too much of self-critical. Sorry about that. You guys have fun now. Bye. And write me some comments. Any questions?